let's switch gears to office space. So
Okay.
so as COVID has happened and as the world has changed
Yeah.
under our feet, office spaces have become a big part of a house, right? In a home.
Right.
And how can you live in a house, maybe work in a house if you're on lockdown again,
Yeah.
And so people are really thinking about that, but also office spaces are a place, they get cluttered with coffee mugs and
Yeah.
papers and so you want to make it look
Printers.
inviting. I really do think how you make that space look good can
Agreed.
actually entice people, believe it or not. I
Right.
think it's become extremely important.
Right.
Is there any advice you have on staging an office or,
Oh yeah, and I'm so glad you bring. And this is another thing I love about working with you is that that's sometimes and often missed. So you've got this, especially for older homes that have, for example, yesterday I was in a home. They're updating it, but they had a second living space. Nobody needs that. You don't see it in new construction. You have one living space, a keeping area maybe, but not a second living. So we're turning that into an office. It doesn't cost a lot of money to stage an office. So, but it is huge. I would say since COVID, our staging request for offices has more than doubled.
Really?
So almost. I would say 50% or 60% of our staging includes an office.
So my theory is right.
Your theory, it's so right.
Yeah.
My own son, he works from home,
Yeah.
and and he works for a bank. So
Right.
it's amazing that you can. So we love to jazz them up. The light fixture in an office makes all the difference. That is one place that you can paint
Darker.
black bookcases.
Yeah, I would agree. I
and,
think
and off-white everything else. And
Right.
we like to angle the desks and bring in a sexy white Brazilian cowhide and have
Right.
a nice floor lamp that kind of comes over. And
Yeah.
they're fun ways to stage it and really somebody can imagine, wow, I can my respite. So
I think it's extremely important too because I mean, we've created this space. When
Right.
I walk into this space, I'm like enthused, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited to
Right.
work here. I'm excited to
Right.
do what we're doing with Falaya and so you want people to feel excited about their work, right?
Right.
Which means if they're excited about their work, they're excited about their home because it's a home office, right? So
Yeah.
it kind of goes back and forth, and I think that's extremely important.
it is. And you just imagine getting up in your pajamas, but you're still working and you've got your coffee. And you set up a beautiful piece of art behind you, and you're in your office, and you're doing a Zoom call. It does make a difference. So I like to use greenery. I think the key to making the office look good is to hide the uglies. And what's an ugly? It's an old metal drawer. What am I trying to say? A metal two-drawer
cabinet.
thing,
Yeah,
cabinet
yeah.
that you put your
File, yeah.
printer on. Or there are ways of being able to make that tie in and look kind of cool. Bookcases that suit the corner instead of take up too much wall space. And there's ways to kind of think it through, no matter how big or small it is.
Right.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I think the Zoom conferencing is extremely important. Like people
Right.
thinking about, because I mean, my background, right? So that's my computer right there. So if
Yeah.
you see my background
Yeah.
is that,
Right.
and that's not by mistake, right? That's by plan.
Oh, and it looks
right,
fantastic.
so I mean that's by plan, right?
Right.
So when I get to jump on a Zoom, it's going to look good, and people
Right.
think about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean they really do. How am I
Right.
presenting myself to my clientele? How am I
Right.
going to close more deals or make more traction in my business?
Right. When I walked in this morning, I just went, wow. I mean, this is
Right.
Immediately it's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're-
And it adds to the credibility of your business.